noticed how loud your mind can get when you're on the edge of something important? The doubt and the questions. You finally decide to take the next step, and suddenly your inner voice turns into a full-blown critic. Today we're going to talk about that voice. Not just how to quieten it, but how to understand it, disarm it, and most importantly, recognize which version of it you're actually dealing with. Because here's something most people don't realize. You don't just have one inner critic, you have a whole cast of them. And each one speaks for a different fear. So in this video, I'll walk you through the 4 most common types of inner critic, how to recognize which one is showing up for you, and a simple way to start shifting their influence so you can move forward with more self-trust and clarity. So let's start with the basics, where these inner voices even come from. Most inner critics are born from past experiences where we've internalized a belief to stay safe, or maybe accepted or loved. They might sound like, "You're not ready. You'll make a fool of yourself. Who do you think you are?" That's been done before. They sound like truth, but they're really just protection strategies that we haven't outgrown yet. And what's important is they don't come from the same place. And if you can learn to identify which version is running the show, you can respond to it in a way that actually works. So let's meet the 4 most common types. Number 1, the perfectionist. This one tells you, if it's not flawless, don't bother. It's obsessed with detail, high standard, and often paralyzes you before you even start. Its root fear is based in shame, and this critic learned that mistakes equal humiliation or rejection. When it's active, you might rewrite the same email 5 times, procrastinate until the last minute, or feel like nothing you do is ever quite enough. So your shift strategy, use the phrase, "Done is allowed to be good." Then set a 10-minute timer to take 1 imperfect action. This interrupts the loop of paralysis and reminds your nervous system that safety isn't only found in perfection. The second, the people pleaser. That was me. This one says, don't upset anyone. Don't take up too much space. Keep everyone comfortable. And it's rooted in the fear of disconnection and the belief that your value depends on keeping others happy. And when it's active, you might say yes when you mean no. Worry excessively about what others will think before you post, speak, or decide. Soften your voice, adjust your tone, or downplay your needs. Find yourself anticipating reactions before you've even acted yourself. This critic often develops in environments where love, acceptance, or peace was maintained through appeasement. It teaches you to shrink to stay safe. So your shift strategy for the people pleaser, ask what part of me believes it's safer to be light than to be real. Then remind yourself not everyone has to agree with you for you to belong. Let your nervous system feel what it's like to stay present, even when someone might not approve. And practice expressing 1 small honest truth today, without dampening it down. Thirdly, there's the productivity pusher. This is also me. This one tells you, you need to be doing more. Rest is lazy. Keep going. This voice often develops in high achievers and caregivers. It forms in environments where productivity was praised and where being helpful or dependable was the fastest route to approval. And over time, self-worth becomes tied to doing, producing, or being needed, rather than simply being. And when it's active, you might feel guilty taking a break. Measure your day by output, not experience. Struggle to celebrate success. Struggle to celebrate progress. So your shift strategy for this one is pause and name what you've already done. Out loud. Today I showed up, made decisions, I took care of myself. Then consciously schedule something enjoyable and unproductive. Make sure it's unproductive. And treat it like a non-negotiable. And the 4th is the comparer. This critic says, look how far ahead they are. You're behind. It turns every scroll on social media into a self-worth minefield. And the root fear is not being enough unless you're winning or visible or validated. And this voice often develops when recognition or approval was conditional, based on achievement, appearance, or how well you measured up to others. If love or attention came through comparison, competition, or being the best, then success becomes the only safe way to be seen. Anything less feels like invisibility. And when it's active, you might feel deflated seeing others succeed, question your own pace or path. You might move the goalposts every time you make progress, undermine your accomplishments by immediately focusing on what's next rather than celebrating. So your shift strategy for this is to create a proof of self list. 3 things you've done, overcome, or changed that the past version of you couldn't. This grounds your attention back to your own growth, which is where confidence is actually built. Then ask, what would it look like to define success in a way that fits with who I am becoming, not who I thought I had to be? So let's pause here. Which of these voices feels most familiar right now? You might have a dominant critic or a rotating mix depending on the situation, and that's normal. The key is this: once you name it, you stop letting it speak as the voice of truth. You get to choose how you respond. And here's something to try this week. It's the critic clarity practice. Write down something you've been avoiding or overthinking and ask yourself, what's the voice saying? Match it to one of the 4 types. Is it demanding perfection and making you freeze before starting? That's a perfectionist. Is it worrying about what others will think if you take action? It's the people pleaser. Is it pushing you to do more and making rest feel wrong? The productivity pusher. Or is it comparing you to others and making you feel that you're behind? That's the comparer. And ask, what is this part of me trying to protect? And when did I learn that I needed this protection? And then respond with, thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm safe to choose differently now. And this creates space between you and the critic, and that space is where your power lives. Because what matters is you're allowed to take action, even when your critic is loud. You're allowed to choose your path over your programming. And if you'd like more tools like this, ones that help you navigate the internal blocks that hold you back, the Purposeful Path course goes deeper into emotional patterns, identity work, and how to rewire your decision making from the inside out. And you'll find the link below if you'd like to explore that. And let me know in the comments which critic you tend to meet the most often. And what's it been holding you back from? And before you go, if this video helped you see your inner critic with more clarity, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the rest of this series. I release new videos every week to support you in building a life that's deeply aligned, grounded in self-trust, and designed on your terms. And I'll see you in the next one.